Previously on My Hero Academia.
You little...
This is for those at UA who have a one-track mind!
The gas got thinner, so I didn't realize!
Because when everyone else is ready to give up... they take another step and go beyond!
Fatality! Round 2. Fight!
What's going on, everybody? Sean Ross here, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We are about to dive into episode 6 for season 3 of My Hero Academia. And it's hard to believe, but we are roughly a quarter of the way through right now through season 3's episodes. 6 episodes in already. Studio Bone has been doing a fantastic job with this adaptation, adapting the training camp arc, and there are still so many good things to come later on in this season. I cannot wait. But to recap last week's episode, we had a fantastic moment with Class 1B getting their moment to shine, getting to see Tetsu and Kendo taking out Mustard. So right now we have Muscular and Mustard out of commission at the moment, but there are still 8 other villains that are still scattered about the training camp, with 2 of them who we still have not seen pop up. But I have a feeling we will be seeing those 2 villains very, very soon. We also had Aizawa tell Deku to tell Mandalay that all the students now have permission to fight back against the villains, and that cliffhanger we had last week with Deku and Shoji having to get past Dark Shadow going berserk and just holding Tokoyami captive in a way. That was a great cliffhanger to leave off on. I'm just excited to see where we are going to go with this latest episode. But before we dive into this episode, guys, check out the links in the description to Crunchyroll, Funimation, and to Verve to check out the series, but also just go back and rewatch some of your favorite episodes. So definitely check out those links and support the official release. But without further ado, guys, let's dive into this week's latest episode, Season 3, Episode 6 for My Hero Academia, entitled Roaring Upheaval. Let's jump into it, guys. Look at that. Look at Dark Shadow. Yeah, they were attacked by Moonfish.
俺は常闇をかばい腕をかっきられつつも身を隠した。しかしそれでも奴には耐えられなかったのか。抑えていた個性が暴走を始めてしまった。
Yep, he got angry. And all that negative emotion fueled Dark Shadow.
こんなピーキーな個性だったのか。さようとしてるが。
Just even the slightest sound, it will attack.
無差別攻撃を繰り出すだけのモンスターと化している。俺のことはいい。他と合流し、他を助け出せ。
My God.
ダークシャドウの弱点は光。
Where are you gonna find light in the middle of the night in a pitch black forest? You need fire.
分かっている。助けるという行為にはリスクが伴う。だからこそヒーローと呼ばれる。
It's true. I love the fact that we have Shoji right now. He is like standing out right now, which I love.
お前はどちらだ、緑谷。
What's the best decision, Deku?
ごめん、宗介。
They're leading him. Yes. Look at that. Moonfish, you're done. Come on now. Those teeth, though. They ain't gonna do nothing to him. Small fry. Moonfish, you're done. Bakugo knows it. Damn, Moonfish KO'd. I love how the There you go. Bakugo, Todoroki, team up right there. Calmed his ass down.
てめえと俺の相性が残念だぜ。すまん、助かった。
そうだ。ヴィランの目的の一つがガッチャンだって判明したんだ。
バクゴ、命を狙われているのか。なぜ？ヴィランの数わかんねえぞ。突然デクは少
They're just ignoring
庄司
Bakugo.
君の索敵能力がある。そして轟君の氷結。さらに常闇君さえいいなら制御手段を備えた無敵のダークシャドウ。このメンツなら正直
It's a good group to have.
怖くないんじゃないかな。
なんだこいつら。お前中央歩け。俺を守るんじゃねえ。
Yeah, Bakugo's not gonna like that.
無視すんだ。ちゃんとついてこいよ。命令すんだ。
全員無事に戻る。そうすれば僕たちの勝ちだ。
Alright, that's the mission. Escort Bakugo back. What could go wrong? 5 minutes earlier.
お茶子ちゃん、腕大丈夫？
Yes! Ochiko and Sue versus Toga.
遅い。
I have been waiting for this.
トガです。二人とも可愛いね。イララカさんとアスイさん。
Those are your names.
体育祭かしら。普段は切り口からチューチューとその吸い出しちゃうのですが、この機械を刺すだけでチューチューするそうで、お仕事が大変はかどるとのことでした。
Just run.
刺すね。おてこちゃん。
There you go, Sue.
もちろん私も。
Ooh. Robbie's tongue.
スイちゃん。スイちゃん。
Toga.
かわいい呼び方。私もそう呼ぶね。やめて。そう呼んでほしいのはお友達になりたい人だけなの。
Damn, Toga. Oh my god, I love her personality. Get her, Ochiko. The training with Gunhead is paying off. Very nice. I'm loving this. Put her down. Way to go, Ochiko.
私と同じ匂いがする。好きな人がいますよね。
Ooh.
そしてその人見たくなりたいって思ってますよね。
Hitting a nerve right there.
乙女だもん。
You're a maiden like me.
あなたの好みはどんな人？
Ooh. I like that they're adding this stain image into this episode. Oh, stabbed her. He is so crazy.
人が増えたので殺されるのは嫌だから。バイバイ。
Yes, it has happened. Oh my god, I've been waiting for this.
僕ら今ガッチャンの護衛をしつつ施設に向かってるんだ。
けど、バクゴちゃんを護衛。そのバクゴちゃんはどこに？
Yeah, they're not there.
何言ってるんだ。ガッチャンなら後ろに。
And neither is Tokoyami.
この非常時、誰も油断する人間なんているはずな
So
か
let your guard down.
なのに。
彼なら俺のマジックでもらっちゃった。
There he is.
こいつはヒーロー側にいるべき人材じゃねえ。もっと輝ける舞台へ
Mr. Compress. The magician has shown his face.
こいつを頼む。
Ooh, look at that! This gigantic ice wall.
悪いね。俺は逃げ足と欺くことだけが取り柄でよ。
He is a showman through and through.
戦ってたまるか。開闢行動隊目標回収達成だ。
Target acquired. Now they can basically leave.
ダメだ。させねえ。絶対逃がすな。予定通りにはいかねえもんだ。
Oh, there's Aoyama.
ガスが晴れた。誰かがヴィランを倒
Frozen
した
in
んだ。
fear.
戦ってる。僕はどう目合った。
おいダビー、そりゃどうでもいいことだがよ。ノームってやつは呼ばなくていいのか？
死柄木からもらった俺仕様の怪物。一人くらいは殺してるか？
Oh, yeah, it had ragdoll stuff. Got Awase and Momo. You got lucky that they called it back right then and there.
なんで帰る？
最悪をし計りなさい、モモ。そこから今できる再戦を。合わせさん、個性でこれを奴に結合してください。
何これ？ボタン？
Spur of the moment thinking by Momo. Great development right there. And Awase is gonna weld it to the Nomo. Very nice.
言われた通りつけたぞ。
ありがとう、合わせさん。
Ooh, I like the music right here.
意外と大したことないな。ヒーローか。
ウララカさん、僕らを浮かして。
Uraraka's just dragging that guy, making him float too, but it's a funny detail within here. Ooh, that looks nice. Madman Izuku at it again. Good job, Ochako. I love this. They are airborne.
まだこんだけですか？
トガちゃんテンション高くねえか？何か落ち込むことでもあったのか？
お友達ができたのと。
Oh, here we go. Love interest time.
ごめんブリー。俺も好きだよ。
うるせえな。黙って。
Oh, just dropping in, are we?
おいおいおいおい。知ってるぜこのガキども。誰だ？
Twice. I know who those kids are. Who are they? So things right now are not looking too good for our students in this situation because our League of Villains have almost accomplished their mission in acquiring Bakugo and also picked up a bonus prize, but also acquiring Tokoyami in the process. That was a very good cliffhanger to leave this episode off on, and I know many people are going to be very excited for next week to get to the next episode. But with this episode in particular, we actually get the final reveal of the final two villains to round out the 10 members of the Vanguard Action Squad with that weirdly designed Nomu with the multiple arms and chainsaws that was chasing Iwase and Momo through the forest, but then also getting the reveal of the magician himself, Mr. Compress, who acquired very sneakily Bakugo and Tokoyami from the clutches of Deku, Shoji, and Todoroki without them even noticing. But going back to the beginning of this episode, I love that we started out with Deku and Shoji trying to deal with an out-of-control Dark Shadow and trying to save Tokoyami in the process. Dark Shadow looked amazing in this episode with the glowing red eyes, how big and monstrous the form actually was, and it just looked like this gigantic predator just skulking through the woods, looking for its next victim, looking for its next prey. And you can definitely feel the horror vibes from this situation as Deku and Shoji are dodging all of the attacks coming from Dark Shadow, because with their movements and the sounds that they are making, it doesn't matter if they are a hero or a villain. Dark Shadow is going to lash out at you and try to kill you. And this is demonstrated very well when Shoji just stepped on a branch and it makes the cracking noise and Dark Shadow just starts going berserk in that direction. And this is a tough situation because they have villains to deal with, but now they also have to try to help their out-of-control best friend. And for Shoji, he wants to try to save Tokoyami, and Deku wants to go off and find Kacchan. So they kind of have to compromise in this situation because they know they can't bring Dark Shadow back to camp, light a fire, because it's just going to take too much time. So Deku in this situation ends up compromising and coming up with a pretty good plan. Let's lead Dark Shadow over to Todoroki and to Bakugo and utilize their quirks of fire and explosions to calm down this beast that has been unleashed. So we see Shoji and Deku leading Dark Shadow through the forest over to where Todoroki and Bakugo are. And I love this section because all it shows is the forest exploding, and the explosions are getting closer and closer to where Bakugo and Todoroki are because Dark Shadow is just on a rampage at this point. But once Dark Shadow comes across Moonfish, you just immediately know that Moonfish is about to be taken out with ease. I love how Dark Shadow just gets hit by the teeth, it goes right through the shadow, and he's like, oh, you want to deal with me, small fry? Basically just picks him up and just whips him through the forest. Though I will say, I think I enjoyed it just a little bit more in the manga because it just showed the brute force and the brutality that Dark Shadow used just whipping Moonfish through the forest. But once he just throws Moonfish against a tree, he is KO'd, he is out of this scenario. So we have Muscular, Mustard, and Moonfish KO'd. So 3 villains with M's in their names have been taken out. That is a weird coincidence. So from here we have Todoroki and Bakugo making really quick work in calming down Dark Shadow and giving control back over to Tokoyami. And then we have Deku telling everyone about the situation, how they're going to protect Kacchan and bring him back to camp. And now we have the establishment of the Bakugo Bodyguard Brigade. Say that 3 times fast. But what I love about this situation is that Bakugo is hearing this being said right in front of him, and he's like, what are you guys talking about? I don't need protection right now. He's just looking back and forth between Tokoyami to Deku to Todoroki, and he's like, why are you guys talking about me when I am right here? That is a really funny moment in that section, and I love how it unfolds, but then they end up, just going back to camp. They're like, we can't run into any villains, so let's cut through the forest, find the quickest way back to camp, and then we'll end up saving Kacchan in the process. So nothing can go wrong from this situation. So as we cut away from the Bakugo Bodyguard Brigade, the next section that we dive into is with Ochako and Sue getting ready to confront Toga Himiko. And this section in particular has been teased at us since the ending of episode 3, ever since the Vanguard Action Squad made their move on the training camp. And I gotta say that Studio Bones did a fantastic job adapting this section from the manga, and they really captured the wild and crazy personality of Toga within this section. And I love Toga Himiko as a character. She is one of my favorite characters within the entire series of My Hero Academia. So finally getting to see her pop up in this episode brought a smile to my face. But the strange thing about Toga within this scenario is that even though that she is literally out for blood against Ochako and Sue in this situation, she's also trying to befriend them in some strange way because she is looking at them, she knows both of their names, and as soon as she learns Sue's nickname, she immediately starts repeating it over and over again. It's like, oh, we're gonna become such good friends, and then starts fawning over seeing her blood as she pins her up against the tree. But even though I love getting to see Toga within this section, Ochako and Sue also have moments to shine as well, because Sue remains calm, cool, and collected within this scenario, getting Ochako out of this dire situation. But as soon as Sue gets pinned up against the tree, Ochako moves in, and as soon as she dodges the knife blade attack by Toga, she immediately goes back to the internship arc, what she learned under Gunhead about to handle weapons like knives, and as soon as she grabs the neck and arm of Toga, she uses Gunhead martial arts to slam her to the ground. But here is when things start to get crazy with Toga's character, because as she is pinned down to the ground by Ochako, Toga immediately picks up on the fact that Ochako has a crush on someone, and Toga's like, me and you, we're the same. I know this because I am a maiden just like you. You like someone. You want to be like a certain individual, but eventually that feeling will not be enough, and eventually you want to become said person. I love this weird dive into Toga's personality and mindset, but also we are getting subtle hints about Toga's character moving forward in the story, but also her quirk power. So see if you can pick up on the hints that we are getting on Toga's quirk. But I just honestly love how Studio Bones handled this section, the way that we have that creepy smile coming over Toga's face, and Ochiko's like, this girl is crazy. But Toga was distracting Ochiko long enough to where she was able to stab her in the leg and start to steal her blood. But she's not able to steal enough because we see Deku and the Bakugo Bodyguard Brigade show up, and she's like, okay, I gotta get out of here right now. I do not want to die. But before she can escape, she locks eyes with Deku. We have the love interest being injected in this episode, and I have been waiting for this moment because this even gets reinforced when Toga appears before Dabi and Twice is like, Toga, you look very happy. Why aren't you more depressed? And she's like, well, I found some new friends and I found a cute boy that I like. I have been waiting for this moment. I really want to know how anime-onlys are going to feel about this one-sided relationship between Toga and Deku. This is going to be great. I honestly cannot wait to see people's reactions to this because I have been waiting for this moment from the manga to the anime adaptation. Wonderful job, Studio Bones. You have been handling this material flawlessly. But when we go back to Deku and the Bakugo Brigade, we end up finding out that Bakugo and Tokoyami have been stolen underneath their noses by the very sneaky Mr. Compress, who is a very colorful character, as you can tell by his character design. And he has a very unique quirk where he's able to compress down Bakugo and Tokoyami into these ball forms that he is holding in his hands, which kind of makes it easy carry on as he is jumping away from them, getting back to the Vanguard Action Squad. And I love that sequence in particular when we see Mr. Compress jumping through the trees, we see the fire in the background. That is just a really cool shot shown within this episode. But this is the moment right here where Madman Izuku shines, where he is willing to do anything to get Kacchan back. And we see him, basically tell Sue, like, make us float, Ochiko, make us float, and fling us at Mr. Compress. So Ochiko takes off her shirt, braces his arms, Sue wraps them up with her tongue, and throws Shoji holding Todoroki and Deku at Mr. Compress. Shoji looks like a frickin' plane flying towards this guy, and they end up tackling him right down to the ground in front of Dabi, Twice, and Toga. That was a great cliffhanger to leave off on. And I do want to say this right before I end this review. Shoji, getting to see him shine in these past couple episodes has been amazing to see. He has mostly been a side character, but he shined in this episode. So I definitely want to give major props to Shoji, but also the voice actor for him, because we don't really get to see much of his character throughout the series. And this is a good moment for him to really stand out and shine to help Deku and Todoroki to get back Bakugo and Tokoyami. So next episode is going to be very, very interesting. But there are also two small scenes that you should keep in mind going into future episodes from episode 6. The first one dealing with Awase and Momo running for their lives away from this newly introduced Nomu, but then also that small scene we had with Aoyama cowering for his life behind the bushes, hoping to not get found by the villains. Because with Momo and Awase, I love this section in particular because this goes to show the character development that has gone on with Momo to where now she is making a spur-of-the-moment decision in a moment of crisis, creating a device and asking Awase to weld it to the Nomu's back before it gets away. So that is definitely going to be a plot point moving forward into a future episode. But when it comes to the section with Aoyama, this is very interesting because Aoyama is kind of seen as a joke character. He's a gag character. But if you remember back to USJ, we don't really know where he was located when everything went down with the villains. And now that stuff is going down with the villains at the training camp, we can see that he is cowering for his life behind the bushes when he was supposed to take Jiro and Toru back to camp. Right now, he's just trying to save his life. He does not want to get found out his location by Twice and Dabi. So these scenes right here, definitely keep them in mind going into future episodes because I just find them very interesting and you should also just not forget them entirely. So with that all being said, I think that is everything that went down in this episode. So with that, guys, that is my live reaction and review to Season 3, Episode 6 for My Hero Academia. These past 6 episodes for Season 3 have been adapted beautifully by Studio Bones, and just getting to see how much love and passion they put into the series gets me more and more excited for what is still to come in the later episodes for Season 3. But now I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on this episode. What were your positives? What were your negatives? What was your favorite standout moment from this latest episode? let me know down in the comments below. But if you guys also read the manga for My Hero Academia, I cover that on my channel as well, and would love to talk to you guys down in the comments of those videos, getting to talk about this wonderful series, whether it be manga or anime, it does not matter. I love My Hero Academia. And feel free to follow me on Twitter as well if you guys want to talk further about My Hero Academia. A link to my Twitter can be found in the description down below. But that's going to do it for me, guys. So until next week when we have episode 7 of season 3 for My Hero Academia, I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, guys, go beyond plus ultra.